Hey everyone, my name is Vixen and welcome to another one of Vixen's vlogs. Yes, we're vlogging again. I know, it hasn't been that long. I didn't wait that long because I heard that vlogging works out for me. So if you guys want more vlogs, you get more vlogs. Alright, so what do I have to say? First off, I have Siri. She's on my lap. Look how cute she is. Isn't she just the cutest thing? So I've noticed something recently with her, that she suckles, and it is the weirdest thing. I've had cats my whole life, and I have never encountered a cat that, well, a kitten rather, that suckles on fabric. And so I thought it was really strange when I was holding her one day and I heard her sucking on my shirt. Just center that a little bit better. Apparently it's not as uncommon as it sounds, rather. That suckling is something that a kitten will do if they have been severed from their mother too soon, or if they have some emotional problems that they're working on. So it's sort of like sucking a thumb for a little kid. Kittens will suckle on fabric if they're like feeling stressed or anxious or anything like that. So Siri suckles on my shirts, and I have like these wet stains. And it's weird, she'll suck right around my collarbone or right around my belly, but nowhere else. So yeah, she'll just suckle on me, and I wish I knew why. I wish I knew what was causing that. My guess is that she was separated from her mom too soon, and I don't know her history, obviously, because we just found her. But that's my suspicion, is that she was separated from her mom, and so that's why she suckles on shirts. But it's really strange and kind of annoying because she is persistent. She is like, I'm gonna suckle on this shirt and you are not gonna pull me away from it. I'm gonna suck on this like crazy. And then you end up with just like a soggy shirt and you're like, ugh. So I thought, yeah, I would just like tell you guys that story because it's sort of weird. Like, I've never experienced that before, but if your kitty suckles on fabrics, that's a very likely reason why. So the internet says just let them do it, I guess. Just let them do it and they'll outgrow it. And try to sort of distract kitty if they're doing it too much. So like if Siri's been suckling on me for a really long time, then I'll be like, I'll try to initiate play to get her to like do something else. Because that's a good way of sort of like weaning them off of suckling on fabric. And you want to do that because obviously it can turn into a problem if it becomes a habit, especially if they suckle too much, because they can like start to actually ingest the fibers, and yeah, don't let them do that. It's terrible. It's terrible. I also have lines of little kitty claw marks on my chest because she's mean. Well, she's not mean. She's just sharp. Oh, she's so small and so cute. Ah! Okay, bye. So yeah, I thought I would just let you guys know that kitten suckling on shirt, not the weirdest thing ever. Kind of normal if kitty has had a weird life, but don't let it become a habit, basically. And also, I wanted to let you guys know that the henna that I got worked. So if you can, you see, I'm not orange anymore. I'm like sort of reddish. And okay, henna does a weird thing to my hair, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to do this or not, but it makes my hair like coarse and really fluffy. Like, I don't know why. I know that people say that henna will make their hair thicker, but I don't think my hair is thicker. Like, it feels like the individual strands are still just as thin and wispy as they've always been. But now it just like clumps. You can see it. Like, I'm a hot mess, even though I literally just brushed my hair. It just wants to be poofy and fluffy and, you know? So yeah. Anyway, the henna that I ended up getting was Deep Red by the Henna Guys, which is on Amazon if you are interested. And you can see it mostly at my roots, how it's just like this really, really intense dark red. And it worked really well. It really color corrected the orange beautifully. So I'm really happy with it. I just wish I knew how to combat the weird thing that it's doing. And it's not even this henna. Like the first henna that I got, the 100% pure that turned my hair very orange, that henna had the same effect where like my hair, it doesn't feel dirty. It just feels like there's a layer of something on it and it just sticks to itself. even though I washed it out until my water was clear. Like, I don't know, maybe I just need to shower a bunch and it'll go away. I don't know, it's just weird. So yeah, I have really poofy hair now. But it's not orange, which is really exciting. It's like a really pretty red. And the cool thing about henna too is that it takes some time to really settle in with the color. So I can expect the color to become a little bit more, it's not even vibrant, it's just like it just sets. So it'll get like a little bit darker and a little bit clearer, I guess. Clearer? That's not even the right word either. I don't know. Words are hard. Hopefully the red just gets a little bit more red, like the hue just sets in a little bit better, because I'm kind of on the fence. So I want to ask you guys to let me know, please, if you guys think that I should do one more pass with henna and get it more red, or if this is sort of good. Because I don't want to overdo the red, like I don't want to be like box dye red. That's what I was trying to avoid in the first place. But if it's still just like sort of a little too orange, I don't really want to, I want to be warm but not orange, you know? So that's sort of what I'm working with right now. Should I be more red? Should I do another pass? So it'll be more like my roots. So you can see it'll be darker if I do another treatment of it. So let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. Should I go super red, or should I just sort of leave it and let it do its thing? Because I'm cool with whatever. Like I have more henna. I don't know that I have enough to do my whole head again, but I could do like most of it, I guess. I probably wouldn't have to do my roots again, I guess is what I'm saying, because they're already the right color. And so I wouldn't need to worry about that, but I could probably do from like here down and have enough henna left over. Well, we'll see. It's fine. We'll see. Oh! I also wanted to tell you guys about this cool thing that my husband found. So my husband is a musician. His dream used to be being a rock star, and that never really worked out, unfortunately, for him. But he's been really involved in like producing his own albums and trying to sell them and all that. And so he has always ranted and raved about how terrible Spotify is to their artists. I mean, they're absolutely atrocious. Like them paying their artists and the musicians and the people who try to utilize their services in order to produce and distribute their music. Apparently Spotify and the radio are absolute jokes. Like they're real jerks to people who aren't big yet. Which is ironic because they need Spotify and the radio to get big, but because they're not big, Spotify and the radio are jerks. So yeah. So anyway, this is not just a rant about Spotify. What I came here to say was that we found a better streaming service that's called Tidal. If you guys haven't checked out Tidal, I highly recommend you do so, because they actually pay their musicians and they actually pay their artists, which is awesome. And you're able to stream FLAC for a reasonable rate each month. And it is fantastic. I'm not getting paid to say this. I'm mostly just excited because the Doom OST, so if you guys have seen on my channel, I played through all of Doom. That album was released on Tidal, and it is so cool. Oh my gosh. It is so cool. I just have to give props to Mick Gordon. I just had to look up to make sure that was his name, because he has produced one of the coolest albums I've ever listened to before. Like, I've always been really into heavy rock and really into industrial music, good industrial music. I know that's so subjective, but I'm really picky about my industrial. But when I find good industrial, I love it. Anyway, I've always loved that stuff. I always loved like the rough, it almost like penetrates your brain and makes you feel kind of dirty, like that kind of music. I love that sound, and I love that Mick Gordon was able to pull that feeling and those sounds into the Doom soundtrack, and it is so cool. So if you guys want to listen to it in its entirety, I highly recommend not using Spotify, signing up for a Tidal subscription. You can sign up with a student email and get a discounted price each month. You get free streaming for FLAC. You can make the music that you want offline accessible as well. So if you want it like on your phone and you don't want to be always connected to Wi-Fi in order to listen to it, then you can make it download the tracks for you. All you have to do is log in, and in order for it to verify that it's your account and that you're paying, and then you'll be able to listen to your music offline. It is fantastic. I really love this service, and I highly recommend you guys listen to that instead of Spotify, because Tidal actually pays the musicians, they pay the artists, whereas Spotify doesn't. Spotify is a big old jerk. I mean, not to say that Spotify doesn't pay their musicians, they're just, their policy sucks, basically, is what it is. You have to have enough listeners within a month, and just, it's stupid. Tidal is really good to their artists, and so I highly recommend supporting that. I know that we are, and we're really pleased with the service. We love the selection. There hasn't been anything that I've tried to listen to on Tidal that I haven't been able to find. So I really, really recommend that you guys listen to that service and that you subscribe for it, because it is fantastic. And just because I feel like I have some more time, so I listen to audiobooks while I work, and not this, like YouTube is not my job. I have a full-time job, and at that job I listen to audiobooks because it can get kind of tedious, and I'm allowed to just kind of zone out and do my thing. So I listen to audiobooks, and recently I finished the Divergent series, which was all right. Like, I think I rated it a 3 and 4 throughout the books on Audible. And I thought, well, I should see the movie again, because I had already seen Divergent 1 before I started reading the books, and I sort of liked it. I thought it was like a cool concept, but with just a little bit too of the romance stuff, and I was meh. And so I watched it, and I was mortified by what they did. Like, the book wasn't fantastic because the romance stuff is just kind of cringy. Well, it is for an adult anyway. I don't know, maybe 14-year-old me would have loved it, but personally, I was like, ugh. And not my thing. But the story was pretty cool, and I really enjoyed it. And so I was really ticked off when I watched Divergent 1, the movie, and they did so much to it that they didn't need to. And it drives me crazy. Like, you guys, and I shouldn't say you guys, but, you know, the ether of Hollywood, why do you guys do that? When you change things that don't even need to be changed, and you forget to explain things when it really would take like a single exchange between one character and another, a sentence between them that would explain what's going on. Because if you haven't read the books, you're not gonna know. And if you guys go around changing stuff, you make it look stupid, which is why your movies aren't doing well, because you deviated! You deviated! So that happened. And so after I watched the first Divergent movie, I had already finished reading the series. And so I went on to Insurgent? Yes. I went on to Insurgent, and I couldn't even get 20 minutes into that movie. Oh my freaking gosh. It is so bad. And, like, the actors did fine. Like, there's nothing to say about that. It's entirely what they did between the translation from the book to movie. Like, book to screen, something in there was super broken, and they totally effed it up. Like, I don't like swearing, but it just irks me so bad when people do that, because they totally ruin the artistic integrity of the book for no reason. They don't need to do that. It's like the direction and the script are all right there. The author already gave it to you. All you have to do is follow it. That's it. That's all you have to do. And instead they go in and they like cherry pick the parts that they want, and they sort of try to put it back together, but they've cherry picked it, and so like some pieces don't fit, so they just kind of squish them in there like this. It's kind of like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, and it's like, if you just push hard enough, it's okay, it works. And I was like, no, that's why your movies are failing, because everybody who's a fan of the books is ticked off because you're ruining them, and everyone who wasn't a fan of the books or hasn't read the books can't watch the movies because they don't make sense, because you cherry pick stuff. Oh, it's so frustrating. Oh my gosh, drives me crazy. Now I'm really worried because I'm working through the Hunger Games right now, which is honestly, like, the first book is really just battle royale, but you know, we'll skip that. Most people are stealing from Japan all the time, so it doesn't matter. But I'm halfway through the final book in the Hunger Games, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying the third book anyway. The first book was kind of but I really like the third book and how Katniss is like, ugh. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm no spoilers. Anyway, so I'm really worried about watching the movie. Like, I'm so concerned about going back and watching the movies because I'm worried they're going to ruin them again. I'm worried that I'm going to walk right into a crap show of Hollywood screwing up perfectly good stories when they don't need to. I'm sorry, this was not supposed to turn into a rant about what Hollywood does to books, but I'm just so annoyed. There's no reason for this. There's no reason for them to change it. I swear, if I'm ever in a situation where I have some money, like if I become the next PewDiePie and I have a ton of money and I need to invest in something just to keep myself interested in life, I'm gonna create a film studio that stays true to the book in every single way. Like, basically, there will be a few creative liberties just to make sure that the full story is being conveyed, but that's it. Like, I'm not gonna go in, I'm not gonna change anybody, I'm not gonna change their gender or their name or what they look like. Hell, I will animate everything just to make sure that it stays perfectly true to the book, because I hate this. I hate wanting to see something visually represented when I loved it in text, and then having Hollywood just be like, oh, you wanted to see something that you really enjoyed? Well, we sort of lit it on fire and then stomped it out and then had a donkey eat it, and then when he pooped it out, we set it on fire again. So here you go! And it's just like, why? You guys understand, right? Please tell me that you guys are on board with this and that you understand that, like, when Hollywood ruins a book, it is just the saddest thing, and it's so frustrating when you want to go back and watch the movie that's based on the book. It just, bleh. And now I'm wondering, I never read Harry Potter. Okay, just preface, I didn't read as a child. I was too cool for books. I was too cool for whatever. I just spent way too much time playing video games. So I didn't read as a child. So now I'm going back and reading this stuff in my 20s. And so I remember not liking really the Harry Potter movies because I thought they were kind of they're alright. Which makes me wonder if the books aren't fantastic and if they just totally ruined them when they brought them to film. I'm sorry, this vlog turned out to be way longer than I wanted it to because I just decided to rant and rave about books and movies and stuff. I'm sorry. I can be a real film snot. That's really the best way to describe it. I can be a real film snot, and so I'm just really frustrated about that. I feel like there's no reason to go through and butcher the story in a book and just in order to sell a movie. Like, just leave it the way it is. There's really no reason to change it because I can't think of a single movie that's better than the book. Nope. Can't think of anything. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this rant off. I'm sorry. I'm really I'm frustrated, and I shouldn't be, and I shouldn't be taking it out on you guys, but I was hoping that we could commiserate, we could like be annoyed together about that, about how stuff gets ruined when it gets sent to Hollywood. And oh god, I wonder if other cultures have this problem, if like Bollywood is annoyed with Bollywood ruining all of their books. I don't know. That was the only example I could come up with. Like, I actually watch a lot of foreign horror movies, but horror movies don't typically start out as books, so I just like kind of drew a blank on that. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a great time, a great October. I'm hoping to kind of I don't know, do something special this month, but I don't really know what. Like, I have a bunch of horror games, but I'm actually a huge baby, so I'm sort of putting off playing them. But we'll see. We'll see if I can get to it. This is Loki. He's Loki. Now he's leaving. Yeah, this guy was afraid of Siri. Yeah, it's because he's silly. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please smack that like button. Leave me comments down below. Tell me what you thought. Please subscribe. I'd love to see you here again. And as always, I will see all of you wonderful people in the next video. Bye! Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding. Banana phone. I got this feeling.